Hello, my darlings, and welcome to my little corner of YouTube land. This is episode 6. I hope. I think so. I think it's episode 6. Maybe. I don't know. Today we are going to talk about our January dye project. Which was dyed Monday. Where do you want to start? I don't have any finished items today because it's only like the 7th day of January. Today's Wednesday. Lots of cool stuff happening today, but today's Wednesday. I film Wednesdays or Thursdays and then put it out Friday. Okay, so let's talk about, I don't have finished items, but I do have what I'm wearing, which is, you still can't see it, but now you can see that it's a V-neck. This is the On the Beach sweater by Isabel Kramer that was supposed to be made in a sport weight with longer or larger needles. So it was supposed to be a more light and airy, relaxed fit sweater, and I used worsted and made gauge, so I got a nice tight fitting sweater that you still can't really see, but you can see the V-neck now, so that's nice. Also this shawl. This is a heavily modified version of And Then Some by Lisa Hands. I think is how you say her last name. I looked it up on YouTube how to pronounce it, and that's what they said, so that's what I'm going with. I hope that's right. But this is the same designer that does the All About That brioche shawl that I'm obsessed with. So this one, I don't know what the actual pattern looks like because I have not made that one yet, but I got this because I wanted this lace part. Can you see the lace part? It's lace and garter. So there are sections of just regular lace. The simple lace, I don't know what kind of lace you call it, where it's like a yarn over. It's just a yarn over, and I don't remember what it is. And then, but it's in the same triangle shape as the All About That brioche. So it's like the same thing, just lace instead of brioche. And what I did is I did the lace in one color, and then I faded into the second color. So I did like so many blues, then pinks, then blue, pink, pink, then blue, pink, and then ended with the pink for the pinks. So just because I had this in my head, and I wanted, because this is some shiny, it's some stellina. You probably can't even see it on my thing. Can you see the stellina? Oh, you get to see like some dog or cat hair. But there is stellina in here. Let's see, you can see the progression of the fade into the different colors. Because I had been thinking of this, I wanted something summery because the brioche is pretty solid. It's got brioche and then garter. It's pretty. I wanted something a little bit airy for and that shawl And Then Some had lace in it, so I was like, oh, I'll just put some lace in it. So anyway, I did, and I think it came out nice. Oh, that yarn is Frau Odin sock in my colors. So the labels are all in a different language. And I'm not good with languages, and I don't even want to guess. So I think it might be German for the Frau, but I don't know if that's right because I don't know anything about German language at all. Like I said, I know very little Spanish, which will get me to, you know, the library or the bathroom. But I don't know anything else about any other language. They are. I am not a language person. I don't. I don't. My brain does not comprehend it at all. So okay, we have that and that. Oh, so I guess we'll go into whips. We'll start here because remember our big project for this month is the all about that brioche version of the let me take this off, of the Maleficent colorways that we have. So we are done with the first, this is the front side. We're done with the first half of her dragon color, which I don't mind the pooling. It is what it is, and I'm not really bothered by it because it's not terrible. That striping there is kind of getting to me a little bit though. I'm just kidding, I really like it. So I'm ready to start the brioche bands, which I'm probably going to start tomorrow in the morning. Oh, I don't have squishy mail today, but I do have this. I'm going to show you this. Oh, come on. There we go. I got it to do. Stitch stopper. Stitch please. Keep those stitches on your circular needles by Jelby, Etsy.com. I saw these on Piece for Piece Crafting, Michael. He had these on a couple episodes ago. So I had to try them because they're so cute. So these are, I got the mushrooms because you'll see in a minute why I got them. Come on. Come on. Oh my goodness. I swear I did all of this before to be sure. Let's see if this will work better. There we go. So it's a little jelly thing that fits on your needles, and use this little bead or whatever to cinch it up, and then it doesn't fall off your needles. And then it's got a little claw hook. I guess that's to attach if you wanted to attach it somewhere, or I guess to your work while you're working. And then but I got this one, and then I got a black one because of course I did. So I don't know how high up these go. I mean, This is pretty stretchy, so but anyway, I thought those were adorable. And oh, there's writing on the back. Slide ring away from charm, making the top rubber loop slightly smaller than the circumference of both needle tips. Insert both needle tips into the top loop. I'm going to start the brioche band tomorrow. And then, yeah. Here's this. I don't even know if that I've done much of this. Who would know? Because it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, right? Yeah, it keeps... I'm kind of getting worried at how big this is going to get. Of how big this is going to get. I think it's going to be nice, though. It'll be nice. And that we already know Tina's Twisted Fibers and Harlot. Stocking that version of the 6 garter repeat, 6 row guard repeat from All About That Brioche. And you guys, this one surprised me because if you watched last week's episode, was it last week's? One of the plannings. That I had Armwarmers on my list, and I've had Armwarmers on my list for about 6 months. And I started Armwarmers. Very simple. Like I said, I wanted a knit 2 purl 2 tube. I'm thinking I'm gonna, because I started right here and then I worked about 20 rows and then I started the thumb. Now this pattern is out of my head, so if you go to my Ravelry projects page and click on whatever whip says Armwarmers, because there's only one, or should be right at the top, you'll get all the information. Well, I guess I could tell you, because I did it kind of differently. So I cast on with my backwards loop. It's a twisted backwards loop. It's not, I don't think it's the traditional backwards loop, but it's a cast on I use all the time. I found it on like a nameless video, and I was like, oh, that's so easy. I have to do that because I hate the long tails. Anything that you have to measure out or use a needle, I hate it. It irritates me. So backwards loop. I like it too because it's not too hard. It's pretty stretchy with whatever you're making. I cast on 40 because I'm child sized, and then I knit 2 purl 2 for 20 rows. And what I did on the last row, that last row of 20, was there's 2 purls at the end. So I didn't work the last purl, and I slipped it onto my other needle, so it was at the front of, it would have been stitch 1 out of the 40, and then then I turned and did the row backwards, and I slipped the first stitch on each working a row. Just work it like a row. So I slipped that first one that was now a knit because I'm going backwards. So that one I slipped, and then you do the whole thing, and then when you come around, you worked that last purl, which is now a knit because you're backwards, and then when you turn, slip it and then work back around. Okay, and I did this so that when my thumb was split, it would be split on those purl bump rows. See how it lines up? And then if you put your hand in, then you get a prettier, you get these around here. So you get a more decorative, can you see that? It's pretty dark with the, you get the decorative knit stitches going around, and then they meet back up to this. Okay, so when you're ready, when you do your 6 rows, we're going in rows because we're going back and forth 6 times. So when you come back, you're going to be right here in position to start your row again. So I cast on 2 stitches there. Well, no, wait. On the last row, this is why I'm saying go to my page because I wrote down. On the last row of 6, you're going to be working on the right side coming back. So I slipped, I'm trying to remember how I do it. I slipped the knit. No, I slipped, that was the purl coming this way. I slipped the purl, worked the knit, and then slipped the purl over the knit to drop it, and then continued in the pattern. So that left me with 2 knit stitches at the beginning like it did before. And I don't think you even noticed the, oh yeah, I can see it, but you're not going to notice it. And then when you come back around the end, I did pretty much the same thing. I worked that last knit, and I could have, I guess, then just added 1 stitch. So that might be better. Work that last purl and then just add 1 stitch. You could do that. Maybe I just made it harder by decreasing and adding. So yeah, just add 1 stitch. I'll modify that because that's a better idea. I've done this 3 times, and like each time I got a better idea of how to do it. And then you have that 1 stitch, so that added stitch is going to be your last purl, which can stay on your back needle. And then you just continue working in your knit 2 KT pattern. And I found that makes, if you just join back in the round, you get like this long string from nowhere. But if you add, in this case I added 2 stitches, you don't get any type of just wandering long thread sticking out. I mean, it was connected, but it was like stretched out and it looked terrible. And I'm like, it looked like it had a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a lot of pressure on it, and I didn't want to take the chance of that snapping because there goes my whole thumb hole and everything. But I don't know, I'm thinking of going back and making them longer so I can fold them over here because, oh my god, I've got so much of this skein left that I'm worried. Maybe I'll weigh it first and see. Oh, but I also wanted to show you what I was talking about the other day when I said, because I'm working from both ends. I'm doing them tandem. So what I do here is I take the bottom, your center pull, and I plop that in here in the bottom, and I pull it out. Of course, I had to grab a black bowl, right? I pull it out the one of these. I mean, you could pull it out. I hate to use these. These scare me because I have nightmares I'm gonna have to cut it. So I just roll it up in there and it's fine. And then the outside you can just pull from the top. So that's how I do that. So I don't get tangled. And I also, when I'm working too, when I finish, you want to turn this way, right? When you finish your thing, you want to keep that turn. I turn backwards, and that will undo your twist. So be mindful of how you're twisting when you come to the end of the row of your rounds. Magic loop or 2 circs or however you're doing. I like 2 circs. Oh, and this bowl, again, because I have to show you everything I buy. This is 3D printed by 3D Knitter Creations on Etsy. I'll link them below. They are about $18 to $21. They're 3D printed, but the plastic is made from corn and it is biodegradable. And this is I actually got this, was one of the first when she first started selling. So she's been selling for a while. She has a kitty cat one that I want to get, and also one that looks like marble, and one that is glow in the dark. So I'm trying to decide if I want a glow in the dark kitty cat or a marble kitty cat, because I'm gonna have to get some more, because I go through both like crazy. They just hold miscellaneous stuff. You know, like how some people just have like baskets all over the place? I have yarn bowls everywhere. So let's see. These are my whips. Okay, I think that's everything. So then we can talk about, hold on. Crinkle, crinkle. So this episode is going to be another one that we have every month, because we're doing a dye project every month. And so January's dye project, I decided was going to be, now I actually have a method to my madness of how I'm doing these skeins. Each one is going to be a different dye design, a different dye design in different colors. I'm going to do different colors because I don't want to do the same colors all the time. So we're going to do different colors. I have 4 of them planned, and then one is a bunch of micro minis, which are 10 grams. So those are going to be, I'm going to need to make 10 of those. So I'm going to have to do like a rainbow, 10 color rainbow, I guess. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that, but that's the last one of these that I'm going to do. I think, I'm not quite sure. So anyway, this is January's skein, and it is black and green, and I've named this one Green Man. In honor of the late Peter Steele, lead singer and bassist of Typo Negative. Because when I died this Monday, it was his birthday. Well, it would have been his 59th birthday. And I love him and I miss him. And so what I did, this is really cool. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about this, but I really think you need to see the whole process. So if you go to my Facebook page, Mourning Dew Studio on Facebook, I posted a bunch of pictures of going through the dye process. And some of the pictures are just so gorgeous. So anyway, I'll give you a little bit of how I did this. First, what I want to show you are my swatches. So I make my own colors, and these are my colors. So, well, some of them I don't use, like this red I don't use. I don't like this red, so that isn't used, but I had already made the swatches for color. So I use a brown because I didn't want to take the time to make a brown, so I just have a very brown. It's called Teddy Bear Brown from Dharma. These are all from Dharma. These are all Dharma acid dyes. Caribbean Blue. I do the CMYK colors. This is bright yellow, deep magenta, and then true black, which is how I get that very, very dark black. So then I have some silvers. I got all the silvers they had because I like to have that. If you mix your own colors, you can't speckle unless you speckle with these colors. Okay, so I wanted some grays in case I wanted to do some speckling that wasn't black, but I typically only speckle in black. So what I did first was, okay guys, I wasn't kidding when I told you I had some deep dark rainbows. So first of all, these are the original colors, okay? These are my colors at a 1% dye. So from deep magenta, 1%, then the yellow. So these are more colors I get for 50-50, 75-25, and then 25-75. Okay, then my yellow. And then my greens are, again, 25-70, 50-50, 75-25. And then to the blue, which is with the magenta. Okay, so every color that I do is based off these colors. These are pure color at 1% of the color. If you're not a dyer, that's probably not going to mean anything to you. But anyway, then after that, I did following the 50-50, 25-75, and 75-25, which is just when you switch the 25-75, you just switch it. So I mix those with the brown that I have to get darker color, and with the black that I have to get an even darker color. So most of the time when I dye with the black, with the brown, I get a warm version, and then the black gives me like a cooler version. And then some are like super duper. Here's my 75%. That's brown. Where's my blacks? Here's my 75% blacks. So they are pretty dark. So those are a bunch of different, like I said, they're pretty much black with different tones, but I think I can make them even darker. So anyway, what I do when I have a color in mind is I go through here and I go, what color do I want? Like, what is the closest that I want? And I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is the picture. This is the one that I wanted. It was the 50-50. It was this one. This was the green I wanted. 50-50. 50-50 green and 25% black. So it matches perfectly. So that's why I make swatches, because it's so easy. And then I write on here what I did. I'll take this one off so you can see. Come on. You're killing me here. Come on. There we go. It gives you the percentage. So the true black at the bottom, the true black is 25%. So the bright yellow and the Caribbean blue take up the 75%, and in this particular color they are 50% of that 75%, which is 37.5. So it does get a little math intensive, but not very much. So I'm telling you this because, so when I did that to figure out what green I wanted, then I had to come here and figure out which black looked the best, and I decided that was the 3%. The 3% is really good if you're doing bare yarn and you want a deep black. There's not a difference that I can see between 4 and 5. So I don't even keep 4 in here because I didn't see any difference. So if I'm over dyeing something and I want it to be black, 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 I do a 5. I read somewhere that yarn can only take in 5% dye. I don't know if that's true or not, but I did read that in a book. So I try to not go more than 5%. So anyway, the reason I showed you those swatches and went over the math is because I'm calling this design half and half because it is half black and half green. I'm losing the black and because I'm wearing black. Okay. So that means when you're dyeing a full skein, that's 100 grams. This is 100 grams. We all know a full skein is typically 100 grams. So this is 100 grams of wool. So you need to know that in order to know what depth of shade you want. And like we already decided, I know that the green I wanted was a 1%. And I knew the black I wanted was 3%. So then you have to have that. So my 3% in half is 1.5. So that's how I know how much dye to dye this. 1.5% for half. So this half was hilarious because you saw that 37.5, whatever half of 75 is, right? So I had to, it's half of 75 and then 25% is black. So then I had to take those numbers and half them. So yeah, 37.5. So 37.5 and half is 18.75. So that would give me 0.5% of the 75, of the half of the 75 that I needed. So I knew the yellow and the blue was going to have to be 0.19 grams for this. And I rounded because I only have 2 decimal points on my scale for measuring dye, because I go by measure, so I can recreate the exact same colors. I don't like to go by teaspoons or anything like that because the dyes weigh different, the different colors weigh differently. So I don't know what the difference is because I don't pay attention because I do it by weight. So they're all one gram for 1%. So then the black, which 25% divided by 2 is 12.5. So that I went with 13.13. So my actual weight of dye for half a skein, which should have been 0.5, was 0.51. So I was like, no big deal, an extra, doesn't matter. It's not going to make a big deal. And it didn't. It came out perfect. It came out the exact color that I wanted to. And so for the black was easy because we wanted 3%. We just halved it to 1.5 grams. So that was easy. The only thing I did want to mention that I have to keep better track of next time, and these are where the colors meet. I've got some white spots because I used these little chip bag things for chip bags, snack bags, whatever. I got these on Amazon. So you can clip it like this, and then you know where your line is when you're in the dye pot. So I put this in and I put it right down onto the water, like the water level was right there. The problem is that it wicked anyway, which is fine. But then when I did the black in, I tried to do this again. I tried to line them up and it was impossible because you've got all these threads. Like how many of these are right here? It's too many. So that one, I didn't pay enough attention and I did get a few white spots. Now, if this was for someone for sale, I would definitely fix them Now I can't even find them. They were not very noticeable at all, but because I am like a planner and I'm also very observant and I'm a perfectionist, so everything has to go. Where is it? Oh, here's one. See, here's one. Oh no. There were a couple like that were just, oh, are they over here? Here, yeah, here. Oh, look at that. Isn't that look terrible? Look at that. Oh, I'm so ashamed. I feel like the what is it? The shrimp in Finding Nemo. What is it? I am so ashamed. So see, yeah, this could have been done a bit better, but since it's for me, for my own purpose, I'm not even gonna worry about it because I've gotten skeins that look like this, but I personally would not send this out to someone like this. No way. I'd spritz it with some more green, but I didn't have any green made up to just spritz. Otherwise, I would have totally fixed it and re-steamed it. Oh, I also want to show you these things are like zip ties, but they're made of silicone, so they can hold up to heat, and they are reusable. They look like little weird sperms, so those are fun. So yeah, I'm gonna actually, once I'm done filming, I am going to cake this up and start today, because I'm super excited to get these going. I had so much fun in the dye studio. I got to use my whole hotel pan for the first time. We had a little problem with the double hot plate not getting as warm as I needed it to be, because I like to dye between 185 and 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and I was getting like 165 and cranking it, and it wouldn't go much higher. So I think I have to see if let it go longer, because I let it go for like an hour, and then I think they cooked for like 20 minutes, and then I flipped it, so it was on for quite a while, that it should have gotten higher. So I'm not sure if I need to get another double broiler or double the double thing. What is a hot plate? A hot plate, double burner. But anyway, it was fun to get in there. It was really fun to get in there, and I listened to Typo Negative the whole time. And it was a really, really nice day of being with my friend that is no longer here. I also want to show you that I did this. This is another skein I did. I did this last year. I did this for a specific project, and I used similar colors. I used a way brighter green, and then I also speckled. I speckled with black. I speckled the green part with black, and I did the black, the half and half design a little bit different, which is I call half and half with a twist, which is what we're gonna do next month. We're gonna do half and half with a twist, and I'll be able to show you how that's different. But I mean, I'm so excited to do more like this. These greens are different. This one's so much brighter, because I wanted a brighter green. And then this was this part, this green part. Lots of purple, but it was see, I should have done this in green, just green and black. I shouldn't have done with the pink, because it went a little too This is the Garter Snake Cowl, and it is super fun to make. And I really am I made this out of cashmere, because I had this pink, and I was like, what am I gonna do with it? So actually, I might just dye 2 more skeins of black and make the pink with the black, and make the green and black with black. Maybe I'll do that, because it is really, really nice. I really like it. It's a pretty thing. But I was trying to go for like a snake skin, pink underbelly, and black and green pattern. Didn't work out that way, but that's okay. They don't always work out. We have the TV on in the other room and listening to the electoral college thing. So I'm trying to like whisper. I'm trying to. What did I just say? I'm gonna have to add the garter cowl. Yeah, super fun. So let's see. Do I have anything else? So if you are interested in learning more about dyeing, my Facebook is the best place for that, because I can give pictures and notes, and eventually I hope to have a blog up on the website where I can do that, where I can show how I make my swatches. And it's kind of weird because I never have seen anyone make swatches like this. If they do, I don't know about it. They've never said anything. But these are all 1 gram pieces of yarn, because then I need 1 milliliter of dye for 1%, and that is a little syringe, little tiny syringe. And since I bottle feed kittens, I have 1 million of those syringes around for giving them meds and stuff. So I just decided that if I didn't want to guess what colors I could make, I wanted to see what kind of colors I could make from this giant bright rainbow. And so I think there are 7 different rainbows. So I've got a lot of colors. I'm having trouble finding like a mustard, getting my mustard right. So that's about as close as I get at a mustard or golden. So there are a few colors I have to tweak, but the most important for me was the burgundy, and because my last burgundy that I used, I really liked, but I think that's my new burgundy. I think that's as good as I can get, because then the next one is this really pretty pink. Wow, that's really more pink than purple, because here's my purple. So anyway, see, those look pretty good. This is probably my favorite rainbow. The 25% black rainbow is I think my favorite. So anyway, if you want to learn more about dyeing, go to my Facebook page, because that's where I talk more about it, and you can message me there. And I don't know, I'm not sure how much like I said before, yarn dyeing was like such a big huge secret, and now more and more people are out there giving tutorials on how to do it. So I don't really think that it's necessary that I do tutorials, because there already are so many. But things like the swatches, I might do that, but I think that's so easy to just explain verbally that I really don't think it requires a physical demonstration to do that. But I guess I could do that and give that out to the world. But see, a lot of people aren't making their own colors. They just go with whatever. But then you're relying on manufacturers, and if that company decides to not be anymore, or if they change something about the color, maybe they can't get a specific pigment, so they have to replace it with something else, then your color's gone. But doing primary, which the CMYKs are primaries. Like they're literally labeled primaries. So if you look at the dye, wherever you want to buy dye, I like Dharma acid dye. Jacquard dyes are good. I've heard of ProChem, but I've never used them because I got really confused by their website. And I was like, Dharma, I like Dharma. Dharma's good for me because I don't need a lot. I need like 4 colors. I just go with the brown because I literally did not want to mess around to try to find what brown I needed. So, and someone on a blog, I think, suggested to just buy a brown because do you really want to put the time in finding? I don't. So I use teddy bear brown, but there's like a pecan brown, and I just got the darkest one they had because I was like, I could just lighten it up. I'm pretty proud of this skein. I think I'm excited to see. You do know how hard it was to not speckle all this green because I was like, that's so much green. But I think on my micron sets, when I do those, they are going to be half and halves, but they're going to be on micro skeins, those little tiny 10 gram skeins. I might speckle those. I can't decide because I want to do micro shawl and I want to do a mini shawl because the 20 gram skeins, I got to compare that to how it looks to a 10 gram. So I want to do both of those too. But I've already have 12 dye projects for this year planned already, starting with the 4 that are going to be shawls. So yeah, I'm trying to think. I think that's all I have. But we're here. So I think next week, episode 7, one of my subscribers, I think she's a subscriber, but anyway, I got one comment about what we wanted, and she suggested blocking. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about blocking next week, because I know that can be pretty confusing and you don't know which technique to use for which yarns and which works best and stuff like that. So we'll go over that. That should be fun. And then the episode after that, we're going to be planning February projects. So we're already almost to the end of the month. So that'll be fun. We'll see if I can get anything done by next week. I don't usually, when I'm going for my month projects, they take me so long that I usually don't have them finished until the last week. I haven't even started on a top or a sweater for Lola. I'm actually rethinking making her more sweaters because she doesn't like to wear them, and the color that I have next is that green, and I'm thinking of, if I have that 50 grams left over, I could actually use that for some color work in a sweater. And the next color I want to do is a burgundy, and again, I want to keep that 50 grams for color work in a sweater. So the next 2, I'm probably not going to make sweaters for her because I want that yarn for me. And since she doesn't care, I just might not even bother. I also haven't started her bulky sweater yet. I'm not sure I will now that I have the arm warmers going and another shawl, and I'm going to have this shawl. So I might not get to the bulky sweater, and I'm not even upset about it, like really not upset about it too much at all. But yeah, I think that's it. So oh, I watched all of Cobra Kai because of course you have to binge that, and I was kind of disappointed with the entire thing until the very last episode. Like, why didn't you lead with that? You should have led with that, and then we could have had a really good season. So see, the thing is, I don't care about the kids. I do not care about those stupid kids and their stupid fight over, I want to see Johnny and I want to see Kreese and I want to see Daniel, and that's like, I want to see that whole fight. I'm uninvested in the kids. Just don't even care. Don't care. But yeah, subscribe and stuff. I was reading that I didn't know this, but if you subscribe, it helps the person do more things. So the more subscribers I have, the more I get to do things. Like, I can't do live videos yet, so I need more subscribers for that. And if you want to help me get there, but you don't want to know when I have, because you can be alerted or not to when new videos come out. I like to be alerted on my personal account, but then on my Mourning Dew Studio account, I'm not always alerted because I like follow everybody. And I would get, oh my God, notifications. There'd be just too many. So the people that I specifically watch, I do on my private one. So I get, so you actually get 2 subscriptions from me. So subscribe if you can and give a like if you don't mind. That helps me out. And if you want to interact, comment below with anything you'd like to talk about, any shows you're watching, anything at all. You can tell me how your day is going. I will read it and I will reply. It doesn't matter. If you want to talk dyeing, come to Facebook Mourning Dew Studios. You can also follow my dyeing, some of my dyeing on Instagram, but it's mostly in the Facebook page because I can group photos and I can write down so you can see the whole process start to finish. With actual, I think it's easier to see written words than have someone talk, and like you can see the words written out. I think that's easier to learn. But if there's anything about dye you want to learn, contact me or something or whatever, and we'll do it. So anyway, I'm really running over time, even though I know some of this is getting edited out because I couldn't get those mushrooms to show up, so there's going to be a bit of a gap there. Anyway, I had so much fun doing this episode, you guys. I'm in such a good mood because of Georgia. I'm in such a good mood because I got to get in the dye studio Monday, and I'm so excited. I'm going to cake this up right now and cast on. It smells like Dawn dish soap. I ran out of clear dish soap, so I had to use Dawn. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye.